Towering 54 feet above the ground below, Devil's Bridge is not only one of the most popular hikes in the Sedona area, but according to All Trails, it's also one of the most popular hikes in the country. Most people start from the Dry Creek Trailhead, but that's not the best place to start. It's crowded, the parking lot is small, and you have to walk down a dirt road that has vehicles on it. Instead, I recommend going a little bit farther to the Mescal Trailhead, which has a bigger parking lot, about twice as many spots, has bathrooms, and has a nicer beginning of the hike on single-track trails. It does get crowded, sometimes the lots are full, and there is a shuttle bus you can take from downtown Sedona. You can visit the website and see if they're running when you visit. The actual trailhead is down and across the street from the parking area. There's a little connector trail that'll get you there, and when you get there, just cross over the street. Trailhead is easy to spot and it's well signed. Overall, there's going to be signs the whole way that point to Devil's Bridge. The hike is pretty straightforward. It's 2 miles to Devil's Bridge and 2 miles back the same way you came for a total of about 4 miles. It's relatively flat except at the end where you have to climb up these stairs. If that freaks you out, it might not be for you, but I've seen all kinds of people do this, and if they did it, you could probably do it as well. Once we're at the trailhead, we're just going to start down the trail. You're going to cross a little stream bed. This might be dry when you come here. This was the winter, so it had some water in it. And the trail is very easy to follow. It's not narrow, dangerous, sketchy at all. And at about 0.25 miles, we're going to come to the first intersection. We're going to make the left onto the Chuck Wagon Trail. You might think this is an old-time trail. It was actually built by mountain bikers. But there's well-marked signs, and you can see underneath there's trail maps that you'll find throughout the hike as well. Now on the Chuck Wagon Trail, we're going to get some great views. It's just a nice mellow trail. It's not really uphill. You're going to meander along the stream a little bit more and really just kind of mellow hike, much different than that one from Dry Creek where we're along the road. It does have some twists and turns, so look for these cairns, these big rock circles here with the signs on them. Those will tell you where to go when it gets a little bit sketchy. But as long as you follow those, you'll be fine. And there's generally a lot of other people here hiking, so you can kind of find your way where you need to go. One of the things I like about this part of the trail is that the views are incredible. This would just be worthy of a hike on its own just for all of these views. Now, when we get to this intersection, we're going to get off the Chuck Wagon Trail and go on the little connector down to the Devil's Bridge Trailhead. And this is only about 0.1 mile. And after a couple minutes, we're going to reach the road, Dry Creek Road. This is about 1.2 miles. We're going to cross over to the official trailhead for the trail. Now, you can actually drive to this trail if you have a four-wheel drive vehicle. I have seen low clearance vehicles here, but if you see in the parking lot, it's mainly Jeeps and stuff. But, that kind of takes some of the fun out of the hike. But you could see the crowds definitely pick up here. This will be the crowds merging from the more popular Dry Creek route as well. And this is the official trailhead. Again, there's another sign, and it's pretty easy to find. And again, there's going to be a lot of people here, so this is the part where you just have to deal with it. But the beginning of this part is pretty flat, and then we're going to start some uphills. And again, look for these stone markers. When the trail turns, you can see the old trail went straight. But instead, we're going to make the left here and follow the trail up. And this is the part where we're going to start to climb a little bit. The first part was pretty flat, but now we're going to start having a little bit of an uphill. Here we are entering the Red Rock Secret Mountain Wilderness. This is a wilderness area, so you can't fly drones or do anything like that in here. Once you pass that sign, if you look up to your left, you're going to get some views up to the Devil's Bridge in the distance there. Now this part is steep. You can go slow. You can see some people are taking it slow going down. It's really not tough, but it can get kind of crowded. You might have to wait a little bit on the way up and down here, but it's definitely doable. You can see there's all kinds of people doing it. And once you get up, after about 2 miles of hiking, you're going to get to Devil's Bridge, which will be down to your left over there. Really a cool formation. Like I said, 54 feet above the ground, and this is the largest natural arch that you can walk on here in the Sedona area. But you can expect a line. I've heard lines up to an hour to go out there and take a picture. It looks narrow, but you could see from this perspective, it's actually pretty wide. I don't know if I'd bring my little kid out there, but obviously people do it. But it's pretty wide, and it's not too bad as long as you stay away from the edge. That's what the drop looks like if you were to drop down to the bottom. But I really like, just taking in the environment here. It's just a beautiful place, great views of all of the rocks and rock formations around Sedona here. If you have any questions, just leave me a comment. I'm pretty good at answering them. And if you have any trip reports or anything to add to the guide, leave it below as well. Maybe help another hiker out. And a big thank you to everyone who supports this channel and makes these guides possible. I cannot do it without you. Thank you, and I'll see you out on the trail.